What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome to Abby's channel. Welcome back. How you doing today? Did you drink your water? Are you hydrated? Bear with me because I kind of have social anxiety, and me talking to this camera and revealing everything I'm gonna reveal to you today is it's definitely nerve-wracking, a little sweaty, but you know, stick with me. We're gonna get through it. I want to say thank you to all my family and my friends who supported me to this way. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be really big. Actually, before I even get into what I'm gonna talk to you guys about, don't forget, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, share your comments with me, share your experiences with me. I didn't keep the comment section so I can talk to myself. If you disagree with me, if you agree, let me know. If you've been through a similar experience, I want to know too. Yo, talk to me, all right? A little bit about myself. I am Haitian American. I'm born in Haitian American. That doesn't even sound right. Let's do that over. I'm a Zoe mommy. Born in Brooklyn, raised in Jersey City, 20101. So this video is basically going to be like, this right here is my book, the book of Abby. And in this video, I'm going to read you guys the table of contents, the subtitles of basically milestones that I've gone through in my life to make me decide, yo, I want to be a sex therapist. Because it takes a lot of in Creole is like, it takes a lot of balls, a lot of confidence to go and tell your parents, I want to talk about sex. I want to major, I want to be a doctor in sexology. And right now I'm about to talk about some raw experiences, and I'm about to show you my heart. I'm about to show you my soul, who I am. And one of my biggest insecurities is that I don't ever think I'm seen. I don't think anyone really sees and understands me. And I'm using myself because I know the work that God has done in me. I know the personal growth that I've gone through. And if someone can see it, if you can see it, if you knew me, there's a meme. If you knew me 5 years ago and you know me now, you'd see the growth. It's like stock. What goes up, what comes down, baby, it's only been going up. It's only gonna go up.
I know that's right.
But okay, I'm ready to tell you about Abby, right? This is my book. Okay, so there's this quote, Ed Milet. He was the top 50 under 50 years old billionaires in America, and he said that your deepest pains often reveals your life's calling. Let me say that one more time. Your deepest pains often reveals your life calling. So when I'm telling you about some of the things that I've gone through, sexual abuse, harassment, neglect, all of those things that caused me pain led me to be here talking to you on this screen. And I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm a jack of all trades. I dance, I sing, I act, I own a non-profit performing arts company. I do a lot. I feel like I'm trying to be an icon in my community. But this right here is my passion, baby. This is my passion. So a part of my series is going to start off as my daddy issues. Like I said, I was born in Brooklyn, and my Haitian single mother raised me. And the absence of my father really like, and it hear me out. It takes a lot for me as an alpha female, someone who carries herself in such high standards, and honestly don't think she needs a man for squat, to admit that my father, the pastor, was the first man that let me down, was the first opening to this scary ass world, was the person who made me feel like I didn't deserve a seat at the damn table. And I mentioned that my dad's a pastor because I'm going to talk about in future episodes that religion and spirituality are different. They're not the same. They may have similar characteristics, but they are not the same. Religion does not guarantee salvation. Religion does not mean they're going to be perfect. Religion does not mean that a person will not make selfish acts because it makes them happy over your happiness. Because if religion and spirituality was the same, we'd be perfect. Religion doesn't take away someone's right to do good or bad. So yes, when I talk about my father and that he's a pastor and he's the one who, he was very absent, him not being in my life opened my eyes to predators, older men who preyed on minors. When I was growing up, there was this incident. My mom taught me since I was like 2, but I remember vividly 3 years old. Good touch, bad touch. If you got kids, you have nieces, nephews, or any child in your life, you know it is important to teach your child where someone should and should not touch them. If they are being touched in their no-no area, there's a problem, right? So I would like to say I was about 7 years old and my mom had a best friend, and it was routine. Once a month, I'd go get my hair done at the salon. He'd pick me up, bring me home. You know, I didn't see nothing weird in it. And there was this time he picked me up in the car, and I'm in the passenger seat, and he's still parked. Like, he didn't pull off yet. So, well, my mom raised me to always speak my mind. Like, I have a mouth, and I intend to use it. So, comme c'est mon Jean, I'm sorry. I will be flipping from Creole to English just because some things sound so much better in Creole. It doesn't even hit the same in English. But the guy started to touch me on my thigh, and I wasn't familiar with such a feeling, and it was really uncomfortable. So when I moved his hand, mind you, I said I was 8 years old. When I moved his hand, he starts to touch the back of my neck and like go down my shirt, down the back, and my body's just like, ugh, like, what the hell is going on? So finally I started cringing enough to the fact that he eventually starts to drive, but that was enough to creep me the hell out. So when I got home, I told my mother, and I want to apologize for whoever's watching this video and there's been a time that you recognize a predator in your life and you told an adult, you told someone that you thought you can trust in, and they didn't give you the benefit of the doubt. I am so sorry that happened to you. If someone touches you, if someone violates you, you tell somebody. And if you are the trusted individual and a child comes to you with that, it is your job, it is your duty to believe them no matter what. It is your job to protect your child. But I digress, that's another topic for another day. But I told my mother, and she asked me what happened. She said, "Are you sure?" I showed her where he touched me, and that was that. Never seen that man again. I see him later on in life, like, because, you know, Jersey is small, but he was never in our personal lives again. My mom didn't give him that personal, you know, area. He wasn't a factor. Do you know what it does for a little girl to see, to witness that the world will stop when she sheds a tear? Do you know how important it is for a child to see? For a child to see if someone hurts them or they feel afraid, there's a guardian angel, someone who cares. And I'm tearing up right now just because like that little incident leveled so many other incidences in my life where I'm like, damn, I'm not saying I didn't have self-respect or self-love, but there's some confidence that you're supposed to get from your village that raises you. And if you're missing a member, you're missing some things. But anyways, so I'm definitely gonna talk to you about daddy issues. Because my dad wasn't in the picture, we struggled financially a lot. And it wasn't that my mom wasn't about her shit, you feel me? Because Maggie, sister Maggie, the OG, my mama, she do that. She gets it done. But unfortunately, my mom's health has been really bad growing up. And let me make sure I'm going in order. But her health has been so terrible growing up, and the fact that it's just me and her, if she's in the hospital, who's watching me? You feel me? Like if she's sick, she can't work, who's bringing in money? Who's providing food? Who's providing shelter? I really thank God for my mom, because even though we've gone through a lot, she's been my rock, and she's always been there to guide me ever she saw me go astray or start to develop a character trait that she is not fond of, nor will the Lord be fond of. I promise you, Sister Maggie, she get me on track. I would not be who I am right now today, 23 years old, if it wasn't for the Holy Trinity and my mother. But okay, 3rd grade, my mother was diagnosed with hypothyroidism. But anyways, my mother was admitted in the hospital for 4 months. And during those 4 months, while my mother was getting closer to God, reading her Bible and nothing but her Bible, no TV, no phone, no nothing, just reading the Bible, your girl Abby here got a little bad. Your girl Abby here realized I can speak very well. I can talk myself out of any situation. So guess what the girl in 3rd grade did? She didn't do any homework for 2 marking periods. Why? Because I used sympathy and pity as a reason why I can't do my homework at home, because I'm too worried about my dying mother. Crazy. That is crazy. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. I'm smiling because I love my gift. I love that I can speak and say anything off the top of my dome. However, my mother made sure that I used my power for good and not evil. Because boy, when they finally told my mom I wasn't doing my homework, finally went to one of the hospital visits, and she's like, Angelique, how come I hear you're not doing your homework? So at this moment, it's like alpha. She talking to me, I'm talking to her. I'm like, all right, this is my moment to try to deceive my mother too.
You stupid.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
You stupid.
I tried to tell my mom that I couldn't do my homework because she was in the hospital and my heart was breaking and I couldn't concentrate and it was too hard. My sick mother got up from her hospital bed and said, if I hear you don't do another assignment, you're going to wish it was you in this hospital bed. You can best believe I got honor roll the next marking period. You can best believe I got my act straight. I got my shit together because that was bad. Anyone who had a parent who passed away or gone through terrible health moments in their life, I would definitely touch base on that, because that's not easy, you know. Any loss, any struggle like that is insane. But boom, so my mom finally gets out the hospital. Shit's lit, right? Wow, yay, we healthy. No, niggas get evicted. Niggas get evicted. My mom can't catch up with the backed up rent. My dad isn't offering help. Mind you, at that moment he was not on child support. You know, my mom never put my mom. I digress. But we get out the hospital and now we are hopping from shelter to shelter. If you have me on Instagram, you'll see that every year my nonprofit organization goes to homeless shelters, specifically the ones I've personally lived in, because why not give back to somewhere that gave so much to us. And we give out Christmas presents, food, clothing, personal hygiene items, and I'm really heavy on giving back, so it's crazy. 5th grade. How old are you in 5th grade? 5th grade, I think I'm 10 years old, right? In 5th grade, I developed something I called a goddess complex, or an Aphrodite complex. And if you know anything about your Greek gods, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, vanity, beauty, all that stuff, that was your girl. And it's me still this day. I got very conceited. I started feeling myself because I was black with long hair. Colorism is something else I want to talk about. At that time, I wanted to be my most bright, long hair, light skin, John vibes. My mom, because she was taking medication, she had a hair serum that my little dumb behind didn't read, and it says you had to be 18 to use. But I was using it because I was so vain. Hair started breaking. I found out my friend's mom used this carrot soap to make your skin get lighter. I would use freaking carrot soap on my skin to make sure that the sun don't burn me too much. Oh my gosh, I don't know where I got that from. And I just learned that being light skinned and being attractive, and I don't want to sound vain, or something called pretty privilege, and with pretty privilege also comes with a lot of hate. I would notice how my mom, being a single lady, light skinned, and my mom is a Sunday school teacher, so that's what she's known for in our community. She would jump from church to build up the youth, and every church that my mother would go to, she'd receive so much animosity, so much hatred. And it's like, it doesn't make sense, because she's coming to help your kids. She's coming to help you do something that either you weren't able to do or you needed a little extra help. You know, it takes a village to raise a child. But as I grew older, I noticed how the men would act. The men with wives. Yet their wives are in the same church, but they are looking at my mother in certain ways, because, you know, she has nice boobs, or she's light skinned, she's pretty, there's not a man by her side. It really got to my head, and believe it or not, I got my lesson. I got my lesson so early. Using those products that my mom told me not to use made all my hair fall off. My hair probably was this short, walking around, mad embarrassing. It was just God just telling me, you need to take a step back. You need to stop feeling yourself, because you're not all that without me. Do you hear that? I wasn't all that because I'm light skinned. I'm not all that because I'm too pretty, or I'm the baddest chick around. I am all of that because God's light shines through me. And without him, I cannot be the best that I am. Y'all get that? And I learned that at 10. But anyways, I definitely will talk about in future videos about how you're supposed to love your skin, and the women who says they don't date Haitian men or they don't date black men because of whatever reason. I'm going to show you how, if you cannot date within your race, if you exclude the whole race, your whole ethnicity, the whole skin color, because of one individual or one experience or whatever, several experiences, you low-key hate yourself too, deep inside. Their relationships. I'm not going to touch subject. I'm not going to get into relationships. You know what? I'm not going to get into relationships because if I want to be a sex therapist, then you know I got the tea.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
You know I got the tea. Oh my gosh. Jealousy. I had somebody who asked me to be in a polygamous relationship where we can be with other people, but we were each other's soulmate. I've gone through verbal abuse in a relationship. I've never gone through physical abuse, so I can't personally touch base on that, but I definitely know what it's like to go through verbal abuse in a relationship. I also know what it feels like to be cheated on. And yes, folks, I also know what it feels like to cheat. I know what it feels like to break someone's heart, and that shit's not okay. I will definitely tell you guys about that, but we're not gonna get into relationships because that's not what this video is about. This video is about me giving you a little stuff, a little taste so you can come back for more, right? Then boom, college. I probably went through the worst experience in my life. June 17th, 2018, I was sexually assaulted by them. That's really all I'm gonna say on that matter right now. One, because that's a loaded topic. It may not be everyone's cup of tea. It may be very triggering for some individuals, for some survivors, because we're not victims. And just know, through that experience, I've gone through suicidal thoughts, a lot of confusion. I developed these. All right, so quick thing, right? After a rape victim, a rape survivor can have 3 to 2 different reactions afterwards. Don't want to be touched again, like you're not fond of sex. You don't like feeling people touching your body. 2, you can crave nothing but sex. You can develop a sex addiction, or something called hypersexualization caused by trauma. Hypersexuality caused by trauma. I can't self-diagnose myself, so I cannot officially sit here and tell you, yes, I'm a certified, a clinically proven sex addict, because some psychiatrists and therapists would tell you sex addiction isn't even a real thing, right? Or is it hypersexuality caused by trauma? Meaning, if I was never sexually assaulted, maybe my libido and the peak of my sexual urges would have never, Anyways, we'll get into that in another video. I promise you, everything I talk about here is like a little taste of what you're gonna get in depth in the actual video. But I digress. 19 years old, sophomore year in college, just got assaulted 2 months later. 2 months, not 3, not 4, not 1, but 2 months later, I found what I could say was the relationship I wanted forget wanted. It's a relationship I was praying for, I yearned for. It was a type of love that felt like would solve all of my problems. When I tell you, this man made me so happy. This was my last relationship. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but I really fucked up. Wow, really fucked up. It was a terrible, terrible idea to get in a relationship so soon after such a after such a terrible traumatic experience. Catastrophic. I get it. I did it. Catastrophic. Wow. Okay, I hope I said that right. But this relationship, I learned so much about myself. With this partner, he knew about everything that was going on, my urges. There's times he'd find me crying in the shower. He helped me a lot. But because I was so damaged, I don't want to say broken. My pride don't want me to say broken right now, but I was so in a dark place. I was so disgusted in myself. Do you know how hard it is to love someone who loves you when all you see in the mirror is shame and disgust and to say the least, I cheated, I lied, and got caught 6 months later. And I haven't been in a relationship since. I don't want to break another heart. I don't have it in me to be a normal cheater. I felt like such a terrible person. But within that relationship is when I actually went to go seek out counsel. And it's safe to say now that I'm in a much better place now. Yes, struggle time to time, but there are coping mechanisms. So, you know, I love myself so much more. I understand what I went through and why it did what it did to me. And I may have lost a few friends along the way, but I gained some real ass soldiers on my team. I gained some really real individuals that saw me at my worst. So when I talk about relationships, that one's gonna be a doozy, because basically 19 years old, that's when I figured out, yo, if I'm going through this and this is how long it's taking me to, you know, regroup and become the Abby that I needed to be again, then I need to go help somebody else. But in this show, I do not want to bore you with just stories. There will be segments on how to get girls, how to get guys, the common problems we go through, texting, and women who said they never orgasmed before. How you ain't? Guys who don't know how to get the machine rolling properly. Men who play the game of sex like it's a game and as if it wasn't built to place the women. But anyways, in my show, it's gonna be great. I hope, right? That's all I can hope for. But that is why I decided to be a sex therapist. From tragedy after tragedy, sex therapy, like I said earlier, has so very little to do with the actual act, but the way you feel about your sexual orientation affects how you communicate with the opposite sex. It affects how you react to certain situations. It affects your level of patience with the opposite sex or the sex that you are interested in. I'm gonna break some barriers with you guys. I feel so good getting that off my chest. Oh my god. Well, that is the end of my table of contents. Abby's out. Make sure you come for my next video where I'll be introducing the board panel. Some of my closest friends. So funny. Like, I've never seen individuals this hilarious, so I hope you come back. We're gonna have a drink, have a good time, ask some questions. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the post, share the video, share my channel, holla at your girl Abby. My Instagram is gonna be in the description. Make sure you follow me, show me some love. I'll follow you back, and let's get on this road together. Bye guys.